Hello, my sweet loves. Welcome back if you're tuning in again, and if you're new, which you probably are, considering I just recently started my channel, welcome. I'm going to be doing a collective reading today. I'm going to tap into the energy that Spirit feels like I need to bring through at the time. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna see what comes through. I do want to say, use your own intuition. I really suck at lighting these, honestly. Use your own intuition, tune in. Not all these readings are going to fit. Don't make them fit, you know. See if it resonates with you, and you'll know when you tune into your heart space, right? And if it doesn't, that just means this one wasn't for you, okay? I'm gonna clear my energy to start off with. I was doing my little prayer in my head and connecting with your guys' energy. If you guys want to, if you feel called to, take a deep breath with me. I'm gonna do one more because I feel like it just really needs it. Feels good. It feels good. I needed that. Did you need that? Me too. Today we're drinking hibiscus tea, and it has like roses in it. It feels very feminine. I keep seeing things pop up about this, and I am working on my root chakra, so it just feels very fitting to start drinking this, because they say when you're working on certain chakras, you can help activate it more by consuming like that color, food, drinks, clothing, and it helps channel that energy. So that's what we're doing. How are you today? How's your day going? If you feel called to, tap in and tell me something about your day. I would love to hear about it. Maybe grab yourself a drink, some snacks. Oh, this is so good. If you watched one of my other ones, I drank it and almost spit it out because it had like loose leaves. It was not it. Okay. I went to go do a video yesterday, and I really got humbled. So I just started doing my readings on my channels like this. Like really leaning into it more, and I just gave out too much energy that day. It was good, but then when I went to go do my reading, it was really hard for me to tap in. So that was a lesson learned of I kind of need to protect my energy a little bit up until the point where I can drop in, do the message, and then open back up. I don't know why I felt like I needed to share that, but yeah, very important to make sure I can have some energy to tap into your guys's. So anyways, let's just get it started, okay? I don't know what's gonna come through, so I guess we're all along for this, as I say it every time. I like the surprise of not knowing what's gonna come up, because it kind of takes me on a adventure with you. Now, I'm going to close my eyes, and the reason why I do this is just like if you meditate, I'm sure you understand, you close your eyes and it helps you really tune in more. So when I get visuals, there's a lot of stimulation happening with my eyes open. So when I close them, it allows me to really get into the details more. So that's why I do that. I'm seeing penguins. And I'm in the Antarctic, okay? It's cold. I'm seeing icebergs. Nothing in sight but penguins. And I see a seal now that I say that. I just seen a huge iceberg fall into the water and make a loud noise and go poof. I'm hearing the iceberg has fallen, the iceberg has fallen. And then they're showing me now a heart in the middle of this iceberg. And I'm seeing that it was like when it dropped into the water, it eventually melted and then came back up and the heart's just floating in the water now. And I'm seeing it just drift into the water. And then I'm seeing other animals come up and kind of like sniff it, like fishes and other things that are in the water, you know, and then they're just like kind of turn away from it. And now I'm like moving like a river almost. And I feel like the heart is just following this flow of where it wants to go after coming out of this cold ice box. I'm hearing here. And then I feel the heart kind of pulling towards that. And then I hear another here, but it's like quiet, so quiet I almost didn't hear it. And then the heart kind of goes towards that. And then I feel the heart shake and then zoom in back into going down the path of flow. And now I'm seeing a jungle. And I'm seeing like monkeys going from branch to branch. And then I'm feeling like relieved. The heart feels relieved now that it's entered the jungle water. And then I saw an alligator come up to it and leave it alone too. And it's almost like the alligator left it alone because the alligator is also a very historical, ancient, divine being that can sense other divine beings. And this heart that's floating is just, the radiation that's coming off of it is a divine essence that almost like repels away predators, things that could potentially hurt it. But because of the heart's essence, it repels away these creatures. And that's why the heart feels safer now that it's hit the jungle, because it's in warmer water now and it understands, after having so many creatures come up to it in the Antarctic, that nothing is going to hurt it anymore. And the alligator coming up to it was really the test, because I felt the heart now I'm not feeling, but I'm knowing that when the alligator came up to it, the heart tensed up like this and was really scared, because alligators are really scary, right? But when the alligator came straight up to it and then decided to still go away, it was like, whoa. It's like I'm feeling like this heart going through this this monstrous. I say monstrous just because like in the jungle there's a lot of creatures in it. You know, there's big anacondas and big anacondas and just other the piranhas and stuff like that. But it's realizing it's almost like untouchable in a way because it has this divine ancient protection around it. And then I'm seeing this door open for the heart where it's realizing the power it has, and now it's unlocking a new way of walking through the earth, knowing that it is divinely protected. And now I'm just moving like this. And it's weird, now I feel like the alligator. Because you know how like alligators kind of sway like this? And when I have my hands like this, it's because I'm like imagining right now being in the alligator. And this just feels like the nose to me of the visual I'm just seeing. And it's weird that my body just started moving like that. And now, ooh, I love this. Now I feel like I'm in the now. Did I say that right? I feel like I say that wrong sometimes. In Egypt, which is crazy because I always get readings on Egypt. And now I'm seeing a bunch of other alligators. And this alligator is a lone alligator though. And I'm watching the other alligators move out of this alligator's way. And it's not the fact that this alligator is like cocky or a bully. It's just people can feel that divine essence off of it that just stands out from the rest of this power that's not said but felt. And now I see the alligator get out of the water and the other alligators moved out of the way. And it sits and relaxes. And it's just sunbathing. And as it's sunbathing, I heard light code DNA activations. And then it switched dry, like, crazy visual. Like I could see the alligator's skin. It went from being wet from being in the water to like drying up, and then I heard doo 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 doo, and it went and then turned into a man. And then I'm hearing the man turned into a shark. But not an actual shark. Like that's the presence of the man that I'm feeling into. And obviously these are just like metaphors, so I hope you're following along because this feels all over the place and I'm kind of wondering where we're going with this too, but I feel like it's just kind of explaining the essence of the power of maybe the journey. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. And now I'm hearing The Alchemist, okay? And that's my favorite book. I have it tattooed on me. It's not saying that to bring up the book of The Alchemist, but basically the journey of the man that unthawed, was scared, trusted when it realized it was starting to be protected, and then it knew it wasn't like it. At first the protection was kind of like, is this protection? And then it was proved time and time again that there was now this new embodiment. Oh, that changed the man from, and do you know how he like switched? Like it was like, you know, at first it was just a heart, and then the heart transferred into the alligator, and then the alligator turned into a man, and the man's mindset became a shark. And then the man is just going on this journey through the desert. And then I see a sun coming down, nothing in sight, and I'm seeing but like a hawk or some sort going, go! And then I'm seeing, what's it called when it swirls in the desert? I'm blanking on the name, the little dust bunny-like thing. I know the name, but it's not coming to mind right now, and we're not gonna hyperfixate on that. Oh, it feels lonely, isolating. Where to go? There's when you look into the distance, it almost feels like an illusion because everything looks the same. There's no water. I feel parched. And now I feel like I want to lay down and just take a nap. But it doesn't feel safe because I don't know what's out there. The illusion of nothing being around is now re-trickling into turning back into fear and forgetting of the alchemy process of from alligator, shark, just the whole process that we were just talking about, because now the fear is overwhelming, shutdowns happening, looking around, nothing around, thirsty, needs aren't being met. What is there to do but to lay down and surrender? Feels like giving up the fight. Sorry, I had to look at what time it was and make sure it's still recording. As the sun's hitting the head of the man that's laying down, and the man's just like, I'm so thirsty. The sun, the spirit of the sun is whispering, but you're so close. Little do you know that there's water right around the corner. And then I heard army crawl if you have to. I'm seeing this man army crawling now. Army crawling, army crawling. And then I'm seeing some type of animal, but it's not really clear of what it is. And the man's hallucinating at this point. It's like, I don't know what's going on. What is happening to me? Like, is this real? And then showing me the movie, the guy that's on the island with a coconut that starts talking to the coconut, and the man's so delusional from the exhaustion of the sun, the illusion of nothing being around, that he feels like he's going mad. And then I'm hearing that's part of the process, to see if you trust, to see if you're actually listening to the divine truth. And then I'm hearing the animal was never an illusion. It was a guide. Regardless if it was an illusion or not, it doesn't matter. It was a guide to direct you towards the water. And it did. I've looked up this place before because I've wanted to travel there, and I feel the need to say this because it resembles it. There's this place that I forget the name of, but it's in the middle of a desert somewhere, and it's like a town. And the man, when he's army crawling, he doesn't see it because it's dipped down into the, like, under a hill. So when he's chasing this, like, rodent, just because he's, like, at this point so delusional, he's following it and just, like, trying to, like, slap it, like, catch it to just see if it's, like, real. And then that's what leads him to the paradise of the town. And there's trees, palm trees. It feels like old Egypt, way, way, way before any of the events that happened that cleared a lot of this. But there's palm trees, there's crystal clear water, there's villages, and it feels like hibiscus, like the tea I'm drinking, which is weird because I just bought that tea yesterday. It feels like a tropical fresh breath of air. And the man's still confused if it's an illusion and keeps crawling. He's like, I see something though, I see something. Even if it's an illusion, I need to see if that's water. And my throat's starting to tighten up more. And just as the man thinks he can't make it anymore, right when he thinks he's like, he's so close to the water, but just can't. A woman that looks like a gypsy, but she's not, comes over real gentle, leans down, and goes, is this what you need? And then wipes his face with a wet rag and starts pouring water on him and pouring water into his mouth, and said, wow, where did you come from? You could tell he was through it. So she's like, how long have you been she could tell he got lost in the desert, but she's like trying to just, it almost feels like she's so concerned, she's overwhelmed and just doesn't even know how to start it, except for just to start patting and getting the dirt and reviving him with water and telling him, shh, just rest, we'll talk later, as she's also processing of how this man just came from, there's nowhere for miles and miles and miles, like it's just felt almost impossible. Like, where did you come from? And then I hear the man say, I don't even know. I see the woman help bring him back to life. There's other people around, but this woman's the main person in this person's life that helps bring them back to life and nurture them back. And as the man is being nurtured back, he's remembering things from different lifetimes, things from the ancient lifetimes of even being, just the heart that was in the icebox that he like forgot from the fear and all of that stuff. And then also remembering the alchemical process of switching from the heart space, alligator, shark, the illusion of fear that kept him stranded, but also helped him in a way of the illusion of the animal that led him to exactly where he needed to be to remember his whole remembrance. And then as he remembered his whole remembrance, that town wasn't bad off. It was very neutral. They were just living okay because there wasn't much around to like, it just felt very comfortable. And something about this light activation that happened during this alchemical process of this journey for this man aligned and activated his DNA frequency. And when he healed back to health, these codes unlocked and activated. And I'm seeing a full moon. And then I'm seeing this man somehow step into leadership. But like I said, not from an egotistical place, because this was a DNA light code activation. And then I'm seeing change happen. I'm seeing the cities grow, and I'm seeing these people were living more than okay now. They were living great. They respected this man in a way that they wanted to bow down to him, but he did not want that. He wanted to be treated as an equal. There was something about him that his light just spread to everybody that activated them so much that their DNA light codes activated and turned on. And this man's power wasn't to have power, it was to activate and remind other people of their power. And anytime somebody tried to put him on a pedestal, he would wipe that clear and say, you are me and I am you, and we are equal. One of the two. I don't know why we're rhyming, but that just had to come through. I'm hearing that this collective that I feel so very blessed to be able to channel for is going through an alchemical process to clear, activate, reunite the leadership within. The divine truth of the ancient knowledge that's always been within. And the reason why you hold this ancient information is because you are somebody that doesn't want to be idolized and pedestalized, and I just got chills all over my body. You are somebody here to remember your divine truth and to allow other people to step into that. Spirit, is there anything else you would like to say? They're just telling me the illusion of the rodent and the illusion of no water is what pushed you to the water. And without that process, there would have never been the leadership skills that needed to be made, the challenges that made you into a leader, that gave you this position of power, because it has to be humbling. Could you imagine somebody having this position that's not humble? I just got chills and heard, We are divine beings. We are meant to remember our essence, but from a good side. And without the humbling, sometimes it can become egotistical. And we've seen enough of that on this earth. And we're ready for heart-based leaders. And the process has not been easy, but it's been necessary. And then I'm hearing, remember that leaders also need help, and without the person that found you in despair, that was an angel sent to you. Not because you owe them anything, but because a reminder that the divine, just right when you think you might be ready to give up, is right when an angel will come in and remind you that you were exactly where you needed to be, and that you will always be supported. And I'm hearing that's it. That's it for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. I'm gonna close down now. I was kind of confused at first. Were you guys? I was like, what? First the icebox penguins, a heart floating through the... And then when the alchemist came up, that's my favorite. So I was like, am I making this up? That's half of the time. When I'm channeling, half the time I'm like... And then I'm like, Sierra, just go with it. It's just... Don't take it too serious, just have fun, because when you start trying to take it serious, that's when you're like, that doesn't make sense. And that's when you start distorting the information that came through, but it had a storyline, and I feel like it was very important, and that makes sense of why I would be channeling people in leadership positions. So if you made it through this, congratulations on sticking with me with the story. I guess you're a pretty cool person, you know? Everybody's cool, but I think that's really badass that you are a heart-spaced leader, And I feel honored that I get to not praise you, because I don't do that either, but respect you for doing the work, showing up, and all that. All what they just said. You know, I value that myself, so thank you. And somehow this turned into a 30-minute video, and I thought it was gonna be like 3, so I'm gonna post this on my Instagram, because that's just kind of feel like how I'm kind of putting my stuff out there, but I don't know if this will really resonate with anybody that's following me. I'm interested to see. If you made it through this whole video, please tell me who you are. I want to know. Tap, tap, tap in. Anyways, my loves, I will leave it at that. By the way, this wasn't just because it was an image of a man does not mean that it has to be a man. If you're a woman, that's also okay too, okay? Women can be leaders as well. It just presented itself as that in my vision. You know, it would be a little weird if it was a girl and a guy. So it just kind of gave me a man just to show an example. So don't count yourself out because of that part, okay? Anyways. Thank you for letting me read your beautiful, amazing energy, and yeah, I'm excited for you. Bye.